Welcome everybody. It's a great privilege indeed to have with us today David Jeffrie. David played with the club for 3 years in the early 70s, including a premiership year, and has been described by Dick Norris, the legend around the club, as the best bowler that's ever played for Preston. Welcome, Dave.
Thanks, Lee. Thanks for the invite. Very enjoyable. Absolutely. Hopefully it'll be very enjoyable. I'm sure it will be.
And you're looking really well.
Thank you.
So how did you get to Preston?
Paul Collins, who played, I think he only played the 1 year, might have played a little bit of it the second season, perhaps two. Played a bit of golf with Paul. And he was teaching at Melbourne High with Dick Telford.
Right.
So I think my time was up at North. Paul sort of badgered me a bit, and I had a few social hookups with Dick. We'd been out for dinner a couple of times with Paul after golf, I think mainly around the golf. And he just invited me over, and I thought, well, yeah, why not? He was pretty persuasive, so was Paul.
Yeah.
I think I could see myself just being a seconds player, travelling all over the place.
So you landed down at Preston after the start of the season in 72, 73. Walked straight into the first. I don't know at what point you joined, but would have been just before Christmas at some point.
Yeah, I think I missed I played one game at North in the sixth season. I think I might have had a footy injury or something. I don't think I trained too much. Played one game, maybe two, and I think I probably played the first game at Preston, which was a home game, I remember. Probably about the third game of the year.
Okay.
Third game of the fixture. So
you finished up the season winning the bowling average, 32 wickets at 9.9. Somebody said that was a pretty ordinary season for you at Preston, but 32 at 9.9, most people would take any day of the week.
Yeah. Well, Letty was still big on the horizon.
Yeah.
More ways than one. Nah, he was at the peak of his powers then, I think. And Maury, I think Gary Howgate was probably a little bit ones and twos.
Yes.
I think Maury was a bit more of a permanent fixture. I don't think Scratch was probably still played twos cricket then as well.
I think so, yeah.
So maybe maybe there was a bit of a vacancy there, I don't know.
Well, the team wasn't a bad side in 72, 73. Got through into the finals, but went out straight away. Yeah.
We went out against Willie. Yes, we got. I think we lost by about 40 odd runs or something in the early innings of the game. And I think Jocelyn still played. I don't think Jeff Horsburgh played in my first year. He may have. I can't remember. Yeah, Les took a lot of wickets, but didn't make a lot of runs. But then that's part of the course in the sub-districts, I think.
That's right.
Bowling competition.
So 73, 74, we come into that. By that stage, you've had almost a season. Have you come to grips with the slow wickets? And what was your approach to bowling? Because you come from a height, you bowled pretty quick, and you were able to move the ball away from the batter. So what was your approach on these slow wickets?
I think just to hit the stumps as many times as you could. I think also at Preston and later on when I played with the locals, I just tried to experiment a little bit more. And I got myself super fit. Paul Collins was, and of course Dick with the running. The nights that I didn't train at Preston, pretty much finished up at Flemington Racecourse. So we'd get down there and perhaps run 2 laps of the course proper, which was sort of getting around the old 3 mile. I suppose you're talking about 4.5, 5K.
Yep.
And I do that twice a week. So one of the strategies, wasn't actually a strategy, it was because I enjoyed the running, I think I was super fit too.
Yeah.
Could bowl for long periods at a reasonable pace and just not wasting any balls.
Yeah.
I mean, if you can make them play 6 balls and over, then you've got a chance of 6 outs. But I mean, if you're firing balls down the leg side or outside the off stump and they don't have to play, minimises your chance of getting wickets. So it was mainly just to trying to get the batsman to play.
Yep.
As many opportunities, that gives you the opportunities, get wickets.
You took 70 wickets at 8.03. 73, 74. I mean, you broke that record the following year, but 70 wickets is unbelievable. It was a good team. As I recall, going into Christmas, we were not travelling all that well, but came good after Christmas and sort of snuck in. What's your recollections of the year generally?
Yeah, pretty much the same as yours. I think we did struggle a little bit, and I think we really got on a roll after Christmas. As we've discussed before, it was certainly a bowling competition. If somebody could get a 50, a couple of guys get a 50 or 60, it was worth, they were diamonds. And you could get to, and actually just going through a few old cuttings yesterday as a prelim for this, some of the 200 team total was very, very, very unusual.
Yes. So
if you could get some runs, and probably had a little bit of depth. I mean, if you picked a side, Eddie had batted sort of 7 or 8 in a good side, so he had a little bit of depth. But the wickets brought things back to the middle of the road. It was really difficult, I think, for not all the time, but it was difficult for the batters to amass a score. One was always going to do a little bit of something off the wicket, take off, jump at the batsman type of thing, and that made it difficult. But I think we had 11 competent cricketers were always going to be a chance, I think. And again, going through some of those old cuttings, you sort of had the feeling that 8, 9, 10, 11 of some sides really weren't quite up to scratch sometimes.
Yep.
On who you played. I think we had 11 blokes who everyone could bat apart from Maury and myself. So, we had 9 guys who could bat. And I think that was pretty handy. You could be 5 for 50 and still make 150.
Yeah. And a good fielding side as well.
I think the baseballers too.
Yeah, made a big difference.
That certainly helped.
Yeah.
And guys who were, a guy like Pusher, who probably wasn't super athletic, but he catch it pretty well.
He was a good catcher in the slips, wasn't he?
Yeah. You didn't have to be a greyhound or a rabbit to be a good fieldsman. I mean, guys like that. Probably Eddie was the same too.
Yeah.
Wouldn't have been real quick across the grass, but good pair of hands. So, I think we built up a bit of momentum. I think 11 competent players, I think, takes you a long way.
Yeah, and Dick was a good captain, Dick Telford.
Yeah. And I think he was a bit innovative at times, which is good. Perhaps didn't go down the same road all the time.
Yeah.
Interesting looking at some of the bowling figures too, that various guys had sort of, 3 for 40 one week, and next week, just going by the papers, and then next week it'd be none for 7. So obviously we changed things around a little bit. It's good. And Dick had the opportunity to change things around, I think, because there was a fair bit of quality amongst the guys playing.
Yeah, and good variety.
Match. Yeah.
We got to the grand final and you took 8 for 31, a very early wicket which sort of rocked them and then followed up and put them under pressure.